What will your legacy be? Will it be forgotten in a year, or will it inspire generations to come? Stay with me here and let's explore together how you can build a legacy that outlives you. Welcome to Legacy Leaders Lounge. I'm Miles Threat. I help ambitious leaders like you build that lasting legacy. If you're that corporate leader out there and you want to climb that corporate ladder, or maybe you have your own entrepreneurial dream you're ready to kickstart today. Or it could be you've been setting on this nonprofit dream and you're ready to make an impact in society. If that's you, this episode is all about crafting a legacy with purpose in mind. As we dive into our topic of crafting a legacy of purpose in mind, we're going to define legacy again. We're going to talk about why does it even matter? How can we live intentionally? The importance of setting purposeful goals. Look at the impact of our choices on future generations. And we're going to explore some non-traditional ways to craft your legacy during this episode. So what do we mean by legacy? When I define legacy, I look at it as more of what we leave in others than just what we leave behind. It's the impact that we make in other people's lives. Hopefully an impact we're making in our family and those closest around us, but also those that come in contact in our lives, touch them in different ways as we travel on our journey in life. You see, it's more than what you achieve. Wealth is great. Riches are great. But if we're not making an impact in lives of people, we're really not building a legacy, in my opinion. Do I want to leave things behind for my family? Yes, I do. But I really want to leave something in them, something that will impact them, make them better humans. Something that will encourage, motivate, inspire them to live at a higher level, encourage them to make their own impact in the lives of other people as well. You see, part of it is your story. The story that you're writing about yourself right now is the story that those people you impact are going to share and tell others. And as we write that story, it's filled with our values, lessons we've learned, and lessons we want to teach others from. The things that we've learned from both failures and our victories, and are the things that influence and impact those around us. But here's the key. Powerful legacy isn't just about what you do. It's about why you do it. It's your life purpose. It's making sure your values, passions, and belief are in alignment. It's making sure you use the best that you have to make an impact on other people. And when that purpose, using the best that you have to make an impact on other people, that purpose is in alignment with building that legacy. And that legacy is going to have a lasting impact on those that you touch because you're giving them the best that you have. You're giving them your best self. You see, when your legacy is in alignment with your purpose, you're going to create something that's deeply meaningful and impactful on those people that you come in contact with. You see, if you're here today, you're listening to this, you want to do more than just exist. You really want to leave a mark. You're not satisfied with just going through the motions. You're driven to do something bigger. And today, we're going to explore just how to do that. By the end of this video, you're going to have some tools and insights to start crafting that legacy in alignment with your purpose so that you can make a greater impact. Legacy-driven leadership isn't just a concept. It's a powerful force that shapes how we're remembered. Research shows that 65% of leaders believe that their legacy will be defined by the impact that they make in others as opposed to their personal achievements. So I want you to think about that for a moment. Your legacy has nothing to do with your achievements. Your legacy has nothing to do with your title or any accolades that you've received. Your legacy is about the lives that you touch, the people you inspire, changes you spark. Legacy isn't just about you. It's really about the generations that are going to follow you, whether they're your family, your community, the public, maybe people you lead at work. Your actions today are the things that are going to echo into the future. And you think about it on a personal level, your legacy will shape the values and beliefs of your children and family members. Professionally, it can inspire innovation, integrity, and commitment on those who follow in your footsteps. It has the potential, this legacy you're trying to build right now, has the power to build a foundation which others can grow. Don't you imagine with me the ripple effect that your actions make, not just on your immediate circle, but on the world at large. What kind of impact is it making right now? You see, this is the power of legacy. Every decision you make, Every word you speak, every life you touch, it all contributes to that ripple, and it can extend far beyond your normal reach. And it might be through small daily actions that other people are watching you might not be aware of right now. But it could be those small daily things. It could be very significant, life-changing, altering things you're doing right now. You might have some super big goals that you're really going after, and people are watching it and they're seeing it. Whichever one it is, your legacy is constantly being built, piece by piece, decision by decision, action by action. Think about some of those leaders who inspired you. What do you remember most about them? Most likely it's not their achievements. It's something they might have taught you, some way they might have helped you, some kind of influence or impact they made in your life that you needed that moment in time that helped you in some way, shape, or form. And it probably helped shape who you are today. It made some kind of significant impact. Who was that leader? What did they do? You see, that's the impact you want to have. See, the legacy you leave behind is a reflection of the life that you've lived. You're living a good life, and it will continue to inspire, guide, and uplift others on their journey as well. Just like that leader that you just thought about, who made that impact on you, inspired you, acted as a guide for you, uplifted you in some way, shape, or form. So we just discovered more about the why of legacy. I'm not intentional living. It's just more than a buzzword. Actually, intentional has been like that word for me a lot over the last couple of years. It's been that word that I picked for myself about 3 years in a row. The reason I picked that word because I look at it as it's a way of life. And I'm making that choice to live in a way that aligns with my values and who I want to be and the goals that I've set for myself. I want to intentionally make sure they're all in alignment, and I'm living my life in that way. See, when you live intentionally, every action you take, no matter how small or how big, is contributing to that bigger picture that you have set for yourself. And that bigger picture is in alignment with your life purpose. It really and truly is your legacy. It's what you're wanting to leave behind in others. It is being mindful of the impact that you want to leave. It's not just about you. It's about the others around you. So if you're wondering how you can live more intentionally, I've got a few practical steps for you here. Being intentional about how you start your day, and start it with your purpose in mind. It could be setting a specific goal for that day and just making sure you're living aligned with your values. One of the things that helps me the most in this is look at my goals. What are my top 3 goals for today? And what is that one must do that I have to do from those goals? I gotta make sure that happens, that I do that day. That is me being intentional. It's also prioritizing what truly matters. Identifying the activities and commitments that I have that are most important for me, and the things that give me energy. It's prioritizing what truly matters. Identifying the activities and commitments that are most important to me and focusing my energy on those things. That's why I made that list of 3. I want to have my top 3 things for that day. But there is one that is a must do. It is the priority for today, that day. That also helps me know what I need to say no to, so I can stay in alignment. Also spend some time at the end of the day doing some reflection and making some adjustments. Just take a moment and reflect on your actions for that day. Did you get that must do done? Did you get all 3 of those goals done? How would you rate yourself on those accomplishments? Did they line up with your intentions? And if not, what adjustments do you need to make? You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to always get it right. Things are going to happen and get you off track. Make the adjustment the next day and make it happen for yourself. And then practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing to help you stay present and focused on your intentions throughout the day. That's why it helps me to write this stuff down, because I found for myself personally, if I can start my day by writing these things down in my journal, being intentional with those 3 goals and determining what my must do is, and then even coming back at the end of the day and looking and evaluating, and if I didn't, guess what happens? I move it to the next day. If I even got that must do done and those 2 other things that didn't get done, and that needs to happen soon, that's going back over to the next day, and I'm letting that guide me. Yes, I'm being mindful about that. I'm practicing some deep, I'm getting focused on it. I'm praying about it. I'm looking for guidance, because that's part of my faith journey and practice as well. That's how I use it in my life. Now, if you're going to live more intentionally, the next thing you need to do, make sure you're setting purposeful goals. When I talk about purposeful goals, they're goals related more to your why. They're driven by your core values and they have your long-term vision for yourself in mind. You're constantly keeping that end goal in mind. It's more than just what you achieve. It's why you're achieving it. And you really got to focus on enjoying the journey in this process. You see, purposeful goals, they resonate with your inner self and they make a direct contribution to that legacy that you're willing to leave behind. One of the things that's going to help you with your purposeful goals is using the SMARTER goal acronym to guide you in this process. I like to use this over just SMART goal acronym. It's still the same. It's just got 2 other points in it. Yes, it's got to be specific. Clearly define what is it that you're wanting to achieve it and why behind that achievement. Have measurable outcomes. How do they contribute to the impact that you're wanting to make? They got to be achievable. They have to be realistic, but they also need to challenge you, to push you. And it's okay to have some really super big, awesome, major goals that you're shooting for the stars. It's putting some extra pressure on yourself at times. That's okay. Okay? You can do that. They also need to be relevant. Make sure they're directly connected with your life purpose and the legacy that you're wanting to build. They do need to be time bound. Yes, you need to have a deadline, time frame for all of them. Give yourself that time frame and stick to it. You're doing this for yourself. You also need to evaluate them. As you pursue these goals, evaluate yourself. You need to have a plan to make these goals happen and put some things into action. Are you performing the actions at the level you need to? Are you evaluating that? After you evaluate and measure, make sure you're following through at 100% or 50%. Where are you at? How are you doing on it? But after you've done that evaluation, if you've reached that goal, you need to reward yourself in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You need to be your biggest cheerleader. And you do that by rewarding yourself. Might be something simple. Might be something extravagant. I don't know. But you need to acknowledge the accomplishment for yourself. 80% of those people who set these purposeful goals and use the SMARTER goal acronym, guide them in this goal planning setting process, report higher satisfaction and fulfillment in their life and careers. Those goals that are in alignment with your purpose, they become the building block of your legacy. If you don't have them, you'll be wandering around like a lost little puppy. So how can you set them effectively? What is that one goal right now you're working on? I want you to ask yourself, does that goal reflect your purpose? Will it contribute to the legacy that you want to leave? If you answer no to any of those questions, it's time to make some adjustments, some major adjustments, and get your life in alignment with purpose as you craft your legacy with your purpose in mind. Now that we've covered purposeful goals, let's look at the impact of choices on the future generation. You know, as a leader, every decision you make, no matter how small, has the potential of making an impact, has the potential to shape the future. Whether it's a choice about who you mentor, how you handle a difficult situation, or which value you decide to prioritize, these decisions can create ripples that can be felt for years or decades to come. The policies you might implement, the culture that you're fostering, the standards that you're setting for yourselves and others contribute to an environment that future leaders are going to inherit. You see, you've got to recognize the impact of your leadership extends far beyond your immediate sphere of influence right now. You see, I can tell you from personal experience that making decisions that are outside of your personal values are going to make a huge impact on your future. And I made decisions that made a terrible impact on my life, my family, and created repercussions that made me end up losing my nonprofit work. It cost me my nonprofit work. It cost me every bit of it. It made a huge impact on my family. It cost me my first marriage. And it was because I did not think about the choices that I was going to make and the influence and impact it was going to have on my life and my family and my work. And it was a huge cost. And if you're that leader out there and you're faced with a decision and you're going to prioritize things that do not line up with your values, I want you to think again before you make that decision. You don't have to go down the path that I had to go down. It wasn't a pretty picture. It's nothing I'm proud of. And that's all the details I'm going to give you about it. You don't want to go down that path. You see, in leadership, there's this thing called the butterfly effect. It's the idea that small actions can lead to significant consequences over time. And I can promise you from personal experience, this holds true. See, a single decision you make today could be a catalyst of a series of events that shape the future in ways you might have never anticipated. It can be a simple word of encouragement to someone today that inspires them to take that bold step. Or you could make a dumb decision, cut corners some way that sets the precedence for future behavior. Every choice has the potential to create a good or a bad ripple effect. That's why it's imperative to approach your decisions with intention and foresight. Think about that long-term vision and goal before you make that decision. Do not go against your values. You see, every choice you make echoes into the future. Are your decisions today setting up the future generation for success? It's worth thinking about and consider it. How will your actions be remembered? Not just by those around you now, but those who come after you. See, when you make decisions based on long-term perspective, you're not just leading for today. You're laying the groundwork for a legacy that will continue to impact future generations. We just discussed the impact of our choices on future generations. I want to look at two non-traditional methods you can use to craft your legacy. The first one is radical transparency and leadership. This might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it has the potential to build that lasting legacy, trust, and integrity. Two powerful words. Radical transparency means being completely open about your decision, processes, and even your mistakes. It's about creating a culture where nothing is hidden. Everything is out and open. This level of honesty can be unsettling, but it also will build deep trust and respect with your team, your clients, and your community. Leaders who practice radical transparency find that their legacy is one of authenticity, courage, and trustworthiness. And those types of qualities resonate a long time after they've stepped down from their leadership roles. Does that sound like you? Can you be that radically transparent leader? The second one is the role of failure in building a resilient legacy. You see, failure is something we all try to avoid. Reality is this part of life, and it really and truly plays a crucial role in building a resilient legacy. There's very few successful people out there that I've ever heard of or know about that didn't face some kind of failure, some extreme failures along the way where they had to be resilient to build the legacy they have. You see, the greatest leaders aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who learn and grow and adapt in the face of failure. Embracing failure as part of your journey, and that gives you so much freedom. See, it allows you to build that legacy with resiliency, perseverance, courage, and innovation along the way. It's about showing those setbacks. They don't define you. And I can look at my own setbacks in life. They don't have to define me. It's how you respond to them. That's what's going to define you. How do you want to respond to that setback? See, when you're open about those failures and the lessons you've learned along the way, they not only strengthen your legacy, they will inspire others to take risk and keep going, even when things are super tough. You see, sometimes the most powerful legacies are born from breaking the mold. These unconventional methods, they might challenge your comfort zone, but they also offer a unique path to create a legacy that's truly yours. So what mold are you ready to break to build your lasting legacy? We've covered a lot today. How intentional living can align your daily actions with your deeper purpose. How setting purposeful goals creates a building block of your legacy. And how every choice you make echoes into the future, shaping the lives of those who come after you. These elements, intentionality, purpose, and impact, are the cornerstone of a legacy that lasts. Now it's your turn to reflect. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? It's not just a distant dream. It's something you're building right now with each choice you make. So what will your legacy be? So your journey with crafting your legacy with purpose doesn't have to be done alone. I'm here to help you every step of the way. Let's get on a call and explore how I can turn your legacy into a vision of reality. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your impact to the next level, I have a free discovery call in the description below that you can sign up for today. If you found this video of value, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on content that helps you lead with purpose. Remember, your legacy isn't just a distant dream. It's being built right now with every choice you make.